Your time is up. His time is now. The final time for John Cena is here. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. It was the final appearance for John Cena on SmackDown, but now his final appearance will not be seen in Boston because it turns out the WWE and TKO are just greedy, massive sellouts who only care about the money. So yeah, this is kind of disgusting. John Cena, one of the biggest legends of all time, carried the company on his back for more than a decade, is having a retirement run. He's got limited dates remaining. We thought the last date, his final show, was going to be in Boston, Massachusetts, and I think he earned that right. Cena getting to go out in his hometown, just like Goldberg got to go out in Arizona. But no, it turns out... Atlanta, sorry. But it turns out that's not the case. John Cena can't do things his way. He's got to do things the TKO way. And the TKO way is simply just about absorbing and just getting as much money as they possibly can out of any sort of contract, whether it be like a company or a TV deal or a location or a city or a stadium. Doesn't matter. They need to squeeze every little cent that they can possibly get. And who gives a shit, really? Oh, WWE might profit an extra, couple $100,000. Even if WWE, by changing location, are making an extra 5 or let's say 10 million, I think it's a disgrace that they're actually putting a price on John Cena's head for his final appearance. And this guy now has to, by the looks of things, retire in Washington because it's more of a lucrative deal for WWE than Boston would be.
No, it's a fucking disgrace, man. At the end of the day, this is Triple H and TKO. Vince McMahon, you know what? Yeah, Vince McMahon opened the door for TKO, can't dispute that, but this should be where John Cena wants it to be, right? Nice touch with SmackDown, last appearance being where his first appearance was, but end of the day, he should be retiring in Boston. It's been lined up for months, and now because Washington comes in offering more money, they've just completely sold out. And you're right, doesn't matter if it's a couple $100,000 or millions. They shouldn't be accepting it, man. And it just goes to show you, they don't give a shit. Look at the fucking state of it, giving Sami Zayn like a 30-minute match against Cena, kicking out of all these moves. Is that what Cena wanted?
That certainly wasn't for Cena's benefit.
Fucking
Cena having one of his last matches be against Sami Zayn and having Sami Zayn kick out of all his moves, that certainly wasn't for Cena's benefit or doing Cena any good.
Honestly, man,
trying to give Sami Zayn the Robbie John with one of his last ever matches.
Breaking out the STFU, kicking out of 2 AAs, kicking out of a spear, kicking out of a GTS. Didn't even get pinned for the AA off the top rope. Why are they doing that to Sami Zayn? Cena tried to get this guy over a decade ago. Didn't work then. It's not going to fucking work now, is it?
A mid-card champion, may I add? Not enough to job him out. I mean, they jobbed him out to Cody, the world champ, who's not even there. Guy's disappeared to go and film Street Fighter or whatever. And now he's not able to beat Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn has to take the best offense that John Cena can dish out. Just, I don't know, trying to squeeze every last, little bit of credibility they can get out of John Cena and pass it on to all these other bums that are never going to be on Cena's level. Anyway, speaking of Cena's last appearance on SmackDown, before we talk about the whole Boston-Washington situation, ring announcer Mark Nash made the following statement about John Cena's final appearance. He said, quote, "Thank you, John Cena, for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I've been to the ring to introduce world title fights in boxing, but this is easily one of the most memorable and iconic introductions that I will carry with me forever. The past couple of months having the privilege of introducing the greatest of all time, the Never Seen 17 on Friday Night SmackDown has been truly an honour. Thank you. Hashtag farewell tour. Hashtag you can't see me. Hashtag SmackDown. Hashtag WWE." End of quote. Right. I don't know who Mark Nash is. I will openly admit it's been a long time since I watched SmackDown. Perhaps he's the new ring announcer. Well, I'm looking at the picture and I'm assuming obviously that's him. But the point is...
Could just be some random guy.
You could have said to me, Mark Nash, 5 minutes ago, who is it, and I would not have had a clue.
Is it Kevin Nash's brother?
Aye, something along those lines.
This is Derry.
But yeah, so it turns out he's the new SmackDown ring announcer, and he's paid homage to Cena. See, this is the kind of star that Cena is. You've got a ring announcer who's only been there a couple of months, and he's making this statement about how this is one of the biggest privileges, one of the biggest honours I've had. I've introduced world title fights, but the one thing that I'll remember in my career is getting to announce the greatest of all time, the never seen 17, John Cena, down to the ring. No commentator. Is that not Samantha Irvine? What's that other one? Alicia Taylor?
Aye.
See, in 15 years, she's not going to be coming out and going, "Oh, Sami Zayn, it's been an absolute honour, the greatest moment of my life. It's a privilege to announce you down as the US champion or Intercontinental." No one gives a fuck. So, yeah, just wanted to point out the fact that this guy's only been there a few months and he's putting over John Cena as like the proudest moment of his career, and all he did is call the guy out. Kind of tells you about the levels here. Anyway, let's talk about Cena's final match. It won't be happening in Boston as initially rumoured, according to WrestleFotes. Washington, D.C. will be the location for John Cena's final match in December. John Alba of SI.com noted the following in regards to the situation. He said, quote, "Sources indicate to me Boston went very hard for hosting it, but WWE wanted the city to cover the costs it previously hadn't for WWE events. WWE has been trying to push for John Cena's last match as a destination weekend, with other events set around the Saturday night's main event taping. This would, according to bidding documents from earlier this year, include an event like Undertaker one-man show." End of quote. So, they are trying to milk John Cena's last match. And I'm not saying they shouldn't, because it's a big deal, and I get it. If you can have events around John Cena, then those events, just like Goldberg, just like they tried to put Evolution Tour, nobody gave a fuck about Evolution, nobody cared about the NXT show, so they try and give you as the Goldberg Atlanta, the 3-for-1 package deal, because Goldberg's retirement match is actually a big deal, and nobody gives a shit about Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. That's the cold hard facts there. So I expect them to do something similar with John Cena? Absolutely. But they shouldn't, not at the expense of John Cena's actual retirement match. If you want to try and put on other shows around John Cena's match, and his final show Saturday Night Main Event, then that is fine. But you can't be moving John Cena's last match, the location of his last event, just so it suits it better, so you can run other shows as well. Oh, but if we're going to have 3 shows and we're going to have another PLE, we'd rather have it in Washington than Boston. It's not about you. It's not about WWE. It's not about TKO. It's about John Cena. It's about one of the greatest of all time.
This is just to please some guy in a suit in fucking Washington. And not Donald Trump, by the way. Some diddy man that has agreed to, host these events in his arena. It's a disgrace what Big Match Johns gave to the business, and Triple H and TKO have just pissed it away. Like, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it says WWE wanted the city to cover costs it previously hadn't for WWE. Translate that. The money that Boston were willing to pay wasn't enough, and it wasn't anywhere near the amount that Washington DC is willing to pay. Therefore, we're going to switch up and we're going to go to Washington, despite Cena rather having the match take place in his hometown. Fuck John Cena. We're going to go to Washington because we make more money. That's
what it is.
That's it. That's nothing more, nothing less.
Waste of material for this fucking company, man, but I expect nothing less.
Yeah, Alba also stated the following, quote, "Boston wanted his last match badly, and I know first-hand officials made a very strong push for it. WWE and TKO want Cena's last match to be a major tourism destination event. Doing that in December in Boston, around the holidays, isn't easy." End of quote. It's not about major tourism, but that's what it's about for WWE and TKO, making as much money as they can. I think John Cena has made this company enough money over the last, 23 years, 24 years he's been a part of it. Is it not time for the company to give back to John and allow him to have his retirement match in his hometown of Boston?
These are the same bastards that will give Roman Reigns 15 mil a year to not turn up. But Big Match John wants in his home city, his home state. Not a fucking chance. No, you're going to Washington, John. You're right though. They're just.
But Cena's last match shouldn't be about being a tourism destination. It shouldn't be about how many shite events. Oh, but we're going to book Undertaker, Michelle McCool. Fuck Michelle McCool. Her being on a podcast has got fuck all to do with Cena's last match. It's a disgrace, man. It's an absolute disgrace. If you want to book other shows around John Cena, that's absolutely fine. But don't be changing up and booking John Cena around other shows.
Well, that is
and that's what they're doing.
They're fucking John Cena. Yo, they've absolutely fucked this year of John. His last year should have been something great.
Everything, man, from the heel turn to him not even qualifying for the Chamber, him filming movies at the beginning. He should have won the Rumble. They put him in the Chamber. He turns heel. He aligns himself with The Rock and fucking Travis Scott of all people, even though it just wasn't in John Cena's... Yeah, but he turns heel, that's the whole point. Why? It just wouldn't make any sense that John Cena in his final year would all of a sudden turn heel. And then The Rock just completely decides to fuck John Cena up the ass for whatever reason. Can't be bothered to show up. And they tell you, oh, but this is part of the show. Oh, this is planned. This is a work. The Rock's going to be there. He's going to show up, and The Rock never shows up. Just like they claim everything's a work. Oh, R-Truth got released so he could work with Cena, just for him to come back 2 weeks later and be the same simple retard and feud with Malachi Black. That was a work as well. Karrion Kross, I'm sure that's a work too. But point is, they messed about with John Cena. They had him turn heel and align himself with The Rock and Travis Scott just for The Rock to completely bail out. Now, whether The Rock thought, you know what, this is shit, I'm not doing this, or maybe The Rock wanted to sabotage John Cena. Maybe The Rock's still a bit bitter towards things that Cena said about him in the past. Who knows? Maybe The Rock fell out with Triple H and TKO. I mean, who knows? But The Rock then gets taken out the equation. And the one man that we have left is Travis fucking Scott, who comes out in the WrestleMania main event, makes it all about him, takes about 5 minutes to get to the ring as if he's the Undertaker, and Travis Scott is the reason that John Cena becomes the 17-time world. Travis fucking Scott, Noodle Arms Travis Scott, he's the reason. He's the guy that John Cena needed to beat Cody Rhodes. Absolute disgrace. And then after that, where's the payoff? Oh, Travis Scott helped John Cena. We never see Travis Scott again. Still haven't seen The Rock since then.
Yeah, and see with Cena, Travis Scott at Mania, right? He comes out, and Cena holds Cody Rhodes so Travis Scott can beat him up. Look at the size of Travis Scott, and look at the size of John Cena. And then, Travis Scott wasn't even ready for an appearance, let alone the main event of WrestleMania. And then The Rock's obviously fell out with WWE. I don't think many of us can dispute that. I think the fact that he's slimmed down suggests that he will not be coming back. I'd say WrestleMania 40, Night 1, was the last match of The Rock's career, and I'll stand by that.
Yeah, I feel sad for John Cena. The guy's been so loyal to WWE. He could. People will say, well, he wasn't that loyal because he went to do movies and he stopped working full time around approximately going into 2015. John Cena, that's when he stopped being a full time guy. He went into Hollywood. People will say, oh, well, he wasn't loyal, he left them. Reality is John Cena could have left WWE a long, long time. John Cena could have almost have left WWE a decade before that. Let's not pretend that John Cena, during his first WWE Championship run, during 05, 06, 07, let's not pretend that John Cena couldn't have packed his bags and fucking left then.
Of course he could.
Sure, Batista packed his bags and left. He went to Hollywood and he wasn't as big a star as John Cena. He was the number 2 guy in WWE. So let's not pretend that the number 1 guy couldn't have went, no, you know what? I like the taste of Hollywood. I want the Hollywood money. No, John Cena actually showed loyalty and stuck with it. Even when WWE went down the shitter. And let's not kid ourselves, man. WWE, once you get past 2008, 2009, there really was a big decline in wrestling. And John Cena stuck by the company. John Cena was the only guy keeping them above 3 million in the ratings. And look at the ratings since John left. Everyone likes to say, I mean, well, a lot of people will like to just flat out lie and pretend that John Cena single-handedly lost them 4 million. There's nothing to suggest that. In fact, if you look at the ratings, they actually slightly go up when John Cena becomes champion. People blame John Cena for the ratings in 2002, 2003, 2004, when he was a mid-card guy. But then when the ratings like slightly go up at the back of 05 and 06, and then for some reason he gets no credit for that. But if you want to talk about the one guy that actually kept the ratings afloat, if you want to talk about the one guy that kept the ratings on Monday Night Raw above 3 million, that's John Cena. Because once he left, you look at the ratings, 2015, that is when you see a massive decline in the numbers. And that's when John Cena stopped being a full-time guy.
Yeah, but these people bashing... I mean, it's funny, we've got the same retards in our comment section. Bashing Cena, but then sucking off Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Two guys that just could not fucking dream of getting the ratings Cena could. And there's no... They don't maintain, they lose.
And they blame Cena for, like, the Raw ratings in 03 and 04, and it's like, you fucking wasn't even on Raw. How the fuck can you blame John Cena for the Raw ratings in 2003 and 2004?
Crazy.
When the guy wasn't even bloody on Monday Night Raw? How many appearances did John Cena make? I think he might have appeared on the 2004 draft.
He did, aye.
And he might have appeared on like an Eddie Guerrero tribute show.
He was already on Raw by that point. That was 2005.
So he was. So
point is...
I mean, but, you know, the guy's probably made 1 or 2 appearances since the brand split on Raw.
Aye, up till
he actually moved to Raw.
Yeah. These people are warped.
But people's going to blame him for the Raw ratings during this period. It's like, how's that even work?
Because they're retarded, man. There's no other explanation for it.
Can it just be as simple as WWE fucking lost the Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin, and then Hogan left as well? And funnily enough, if you do lose those guys, of course the ratings are going to go down. I mean, what do you expect?
Common sense, jabroni.
What do you expect? Anyway, guys, I just think it's sickening, man, that John Cena... you know what? I'm a bit disappointed in John Cena, right? That he's not maybe spoke against this and decided to hold firm and tell them, nah, that I want to finish my career in Boston. A little bit, but at the same time, I'm not surprised because he's always been the company guy. He's always been loyal. He's always stuck by the company. He's always did whatever the companies wanted him to do. So, I mean, it would be unlike John Cena, in my opinion, if the company want to move location. I think ultimately John will do it. I've no doubt that he's unhappy about it, and he probably has wanted to end his career in his hometown. Why wouldn't he? I don't think John Cena will be happy about this moving to Washington, or if they move it to LA. But I mean, at the end of the day, John Cena's not gonna throw his toys at the pram. He's not gonna be like, fuck it, see those last 6 dates, I'm not doing them. Maybe someone like The Rock would do that.
Yeah, Cena's seeing this through.
But John Cena's going to do it, and he will turn up where WWE tell him to turn up. But I think it's disgusting.
I love Cena.
It's disgusting what WWE's done, and yeah, you want to ruin this guy. You want to mess about with John Cena. You've pretty much already. I mean, you've already ruined his retirement year. The least you could do is just let him have
some good moments.
Yeah, the
final fucking act
in his hometown with his family, and you know his friends and his hometown folk. But nah, they ain't going to do that. Just sucks. I mean, if John Cena can't get this kind of sad, like if John Cena can't get this kind of treatment, then what chance have you got?
Who can? Who will get no one?
And I tell you what, Goldberg says, oh, they would never treat John Cena like this. Well, they've already moved John Cena's final match location, and it's going to be on a Saturday Night Main Event, and we've seen how bad the ads are for Saturday Night Main Event, and the fact that when that finishes, they won't go overtime because it's all about money. Here, they always brag about how we're making more money than we ever did, but look at Goldberg, right? I don't give a shit. People make excuses for WWE because that's all they do. I'm not going to make excuses for anybody. See WWE, see Goldberg's retirement speech. They could have went over the time.
Fucking damn right.
And you know what? Would NBC have fined them heavily, perhaps? But if WWE wanted to, they could have went over the time on Goldberg's retirement speech. Could have done it, but they didn't do it. And the same thing will probably happen to John Cena. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Cena picks up the mic and goes, Cena Nation, and then that's it. NBC just cut him off.
Cena Nation.
And it's like, oh, to watch the rest of this, you're going to have to go on WWE, YouTube.com or something. And
that's it. That's your whack, guys. Fuck you. Get in the bin. Honestly, man, it's going to be sad when he hangs up those boots for good, but we'll even see him hang up the boots.
Probably not. I mean, at least Goldberg got to do his retirement in Atlanta.
Yeah, Cena should get to do it in Boston. Yo, there's guys that try to end the business. Cena's that. Cena should be the one making demands. Cena should be like, right, I want this, I want that, and Triple H should be bending over backwards to get it for him.
Yeah, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So, guys, there you go. It looks like it's going to be taking place in Washington. Apparently, LA is also a destination that they're considering, and they want this to be a major tourism destination. How does that help John Cena? It doesn't. Oh, it's about using John Cena's name. It's about using John Cena's star power and John Cena's legacy just for WWE to try and make more money off the guy. They've made enough money off him for the last 20 plus years. How about you actually just have the guy retire in his place of choice? How about that?
Exactly. But see when Cena goes, man.
But that's what's all about. It's all about
like a brick.
But that's just all about marketing. It needs to be a tourism destination.
Yeah.
It's all about profit and money.
It's a joke. It's a disgrace,
How about
guys.
putting on a good fucking product? How about that? How about having a good final match? How about having a good final story?
Nope.
A good final event?
That don't work around here, buddy.
Honestly, WWE would...
Who's his last match going to be against?
I don't know, but they would happily give you shite. WWE will give you shite if they make money from it. They don't care about John Cena having a good last match or a good final story.
Damn right they don't.
All they want is tourism and money and profits. That's all they want. So, yeah, sad guys, but it is what it is. Catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.